Hello, good day, or good evening, maybe even good morning, depending on when you're watching this video. Thank you for joining me. My name is Dennis, and this is my art channel. Here, we make art, and today we're going to make some tiny art. In this case, I've got, what is this, like a 3x2? I'm going to measure it right now. Got about 2.5 inches wide and 4 inches tall on this paper. So the smallest one that I've worked on this channel so far, but you know, we could always cut this in half, cut it in half again, cut it in half some more, and you know, even smaller paper. So anything's possible. But for this first drawing, since you know we got 2-for-1 special today, I'm working with my favorite fountain pen. This is I know the brand is Capital. I'm not really sure what the model number of this pen is, but I do like it because it's got a nice steel nib that I believe is a fine nib, so it's got quite a bit of variation in its expression, as I like to use it for both writing and drawing, as I am here. And honestly, the best thing about this pen is the piston fill system. It's got a little swirly on the top, and basically just pop the top up a little bit and twirl, and you can fill it or empty the reservoir with ink or water if you're going to clean it, anything like that. And I think it's very user-friendly and very travel friendly as well, because I haven't had this pen leak on me, and I've taken it on flights, which I think flights are notorious for the pressure can get to a pen, and if it's weak seal, it can just, I don't want to say explode, but it can just start leaking. I've had that happen to me with a cheap Amazon purchased pen in the past, and I think this is definitely a step up from what I've I suppose what I grew up using. Well, I didn't use fountain pens as a kid. It's something that I got into when I was starting to write a lot more in university, but you know, it's something that I think I stuck around with just because it's such a nice writing tool. Feels good in the hand, feels like you're writing with something important. That makes the writing itself more important because of what you're writing with. I don't know if that makes sense, but there's power to the pen. And drawing pretty freely here. Have a few familiar faces, a few familiar shapes, but combination is always a mystery. And I feel like when I go into a drawing like this, I really am just fixing the page, making sure that I got every corner checked off, every edge either touched or acknowledged in some way, that you know, this is an edge of the paper, this is the limit of the drawing, or maybe the drawing is past the boundaries of the paper, and I have to allude to the extra dimension of the, you know, you have to just use your imagination that the drawing is bigger than, you know, what's visible here. The power of edge-to-edge design, I guess. It's the technical kind of way of viewing that. I don't know, but it makes everything feel a little bit bigger and like you're kind of in a space, if that makes sense. At least to me, it feels like I'm working in a space. Just drawing how I feel, or feeling how I draw. Reaching some feeling of equilibrium, I'm ready to move on. I should mention this paper is a Hotpress watercolor paper, so it's very smooth, and it's a quite thick paper from Legion. Really nice brand for paper. I do recommend that brand since it's pretty consistent. They have high quality product, but nonetheless, this is a watercolor paper, so if I choose to later down the road, I can go back in with watercolor and add even more color to these drawings. I believe the ink that I'm using in the fountain pen is a violet, but a particular violet by Waterman. This is tender purple. Nothing too aggressive about that purple. It's tender. It's soft. You can bite into it. It's like a marshmallow. I think I'm a little more figurative in my second drawing. Drawing with intention here. Drawing with a purpose, a vision. Okay, maybe not a vision, but I'm at least trying something that's a bit more not specific, but I think maybe something like this is easier to understand. Not that I want my drawing to be understood, but I feel like in some cases it's nice to be able to have a more clear message rather than having to work your brain on overtime to understand the picture at hand, the image in front of you, the painting, if it will be a painting. In that regard, I always think of something like Mark Rothko paintings, monumental color fields, where at surface level it's extremely basic, just two colors that are woven on top of each other, but having a longer relationship with those paintings, you get to have them kind of bleed into one another and change on the page as your eyes sort of adjust to looking at those colors and strokes that created them. I think that's a kind of painting that, although it's simple on the surface, requires your brain to kind of work on over time to understand what kind of the meaning of it is. Not necessarily the meaning, but just the deeper feeling that those paintings kind of have. I feel like you don't have to go so deep. Something like this drawing. Maybe for the first one I've got a few more features going on, but this one I'm a little bit more direct. That, this is facial features. Those are trees. Those are people. Maybe those are clouds, and maybe that's an angel, but that's up for interpretation, I would say. But regardless, the most important thing is that I feel liberated having drawn these things. I feel that I've gotten my thoughts and certain feelings out onto these pages that I couldn't have otherwise. And it's amazing that all combined, these are 2.5 by 8 inches right here. Putting the two of them together, we'll find an orientation that works for the both of them. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great weekend. Subscribe for more. New video next Friday. Peace.